What up, though, world? Peace. My name is Wood. What do you know? I have to waste my time talking a bit of bite down boxing, and I ain't got nothing better to do right now. And I got, I got air flowing through my lungs, and I'm just sitting with opinions. And, it's truly astonishing to sit back and listen to the ignorance of people. And you can call me whatever you want to call me. You can turn the video off, whatever. But this, nothing matters. Nothing is real. There's no consequences for actions. This ain't nothing shit. Ain't nothing important. I don't know what era of mankind we're in. You know, the people to speak on the boxing fans. Some of these motherfuckers just got here like 30 seconds ago. I understand it. I try not to get into this young people, old head shit, but you have to question people. I gotta question my people born after 2000 who get into some of these different real world matters and don't really have a great understanding of how shit works. Barely can keep skid marks out of their own draws, or keep their tongues out of the assholes of people with skid mark draws. So it's really best for me to like stay out of some of this shit, stay off to the sidelines, uh, and just watch this bullshit go down and just see where we are. But to see the people get into the different discussions about this, about what's going on, what happened with this fight. What up, though, man? Uh, to sit here and just go out here and not understanding some of these takes are like to tell fighters if this was a football game, some of this shit would be like to go out here without shoulder pads on, or go out here without a helmet on, go out here without your thigh pads and your hip pads on. And it's like to look at these situations when these dudes climb into the ring and to not understand the consequences of not making weight, or fighting a fighter who didn't make weight, or fighting a fighter who took PEDs. Like a lot of shit can go wrong. It's just we're just fortunate that it doesn't go wrong all that often, and that's why a lot of times we just don't care. And you just got people who really don't pay attention to any of the details of the circumstances, and it's just like I don't give a fuck. I just wanted to see somebody. I just wanted to see the fight. So anyway, long story short, I just don't know if everybody kind of understood this, because I don't know how smart some people are. I don't know what you pay attention to or what you can comprehend, but it's a much bigger difference in Ryan Garcia making all of the concessions that he made to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. That's completely different from Devin Haney agreeing to defend his 140-pound belt against Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia gave his word. He signed on the dotted line to fight at 140 pounds. And then he turned around and intentionally did a whole bunch of shit, never planning to make 140 pounds and to come into that fight with an advantage. Now you can get bogged down with 3 pounds, this and what, and you've never boxed shit. You've never went into a gym. You don't even play 21. Like you're personally, your health is bad, your fitness is bad, and you don't give a shit about shit. And you can comment on all this stuff, but this is what these dudes do for a living. And you just don't go into one fight not expecting to come out of that fight and continue earning a living. And so I really, I'm not even a big Devin Haney fan. I'm not a team Haney fan. I'm just a boxing fan. But putting all of that aside, I do have to question that, like, and we already here. I mean, we're out here wasting time trying to make a fight between 130-pound Alicia Baumgartner and 160-pound Claressa Shields. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on in boxing right now. Even Crawford, a welterweight, you know, for the last 5-6 years or whatever, now just overnight go up to super middleweight and fight Canelo Alvarez. So we're kind of far, and we can already factor. Look, I was saying this shit a couple of years ago, and I was called all kind of different names, but we already see everybody getting ready to have to start fighting in Saudi Arabia for however long this shit is interesting to the Turk al-Sheikh dude or whatever his name is, His Excellency. And that's why I got Cap in the title. Ryan Garcia could potentially make all boxing Cap. All these dudes could be literally moving to a moment where that's what the fuck they get their money out of. At the end of the night, they bring you around a baseball cap or whatever kind of hat that they've collected money in, and that's how the fuck they pay these dudes. Because the sport is like losing whatever legitimacy that it had, which was really already a blood sport. But we can already see over here in the country where we can't even really put on any fights because you can't sell tickets. Nobody want to buy this shit. Ain't nobody trying to pay for these pay-per-views. Ain't none of these, we don't even know who none of these dudes are. We got a 130-pounder trying to fight a 160-pounder. All this weird shit. So in a minute, next 3 to 5 years, you're just gonna be meeting your ass up in some empty-ass parking structure, and they clear the cars out, and you just go in there and you fight whoever the fuck is on the board, and like I said, they just bring your money to you in a baseball cap. And that's what you do as a professional fighter in this country. Because we don't care, as my man just said, no integrity. Modern King Boxer said, no integrity. I see why Devin took the fight. I mean, it was never a question of whether he had to take the fight. You done went through training camp. You done incurred all the cost in this shit. And you got a good deal, you know, for the fight. And you, as a fighter, you just conditioned to be like, 2 pounds don't matter. This don't matter. That don't matter. Whatever. I just go out here and do it. I mean, shit, Claressa Shields was like, shit, I want to fight men. She was like, shit, just let me fight Canelo or Keith Thurman or whoever. It's just boxing the shit show. You know, whatever people are willing to pay. Because people keep paying. Well, enough people keep paying. But like I said, we already seeing what's going on with the Turk al-Sheikh dude out of however you pronounce his last name. We already see the transition of him really being the plug. As an American boxing head, I'm glad Crawford is spearheading the USA trend to keep belts relevant. I agree with you. I mean, I don't know how much longer he can keep them relevant because, as I just mentioned, we just getting ready to start just negotiating fights, whatever. Fuck a weight class or a weight division, whatever. I love Carissa Cakes Saturday minus my Devin prediction. Talking about Claressa on the show. I didn't buy the fight. I haven't seen the fight. All of the antics from Ryan Garcia leading up to the fight, I couldn't take that shit seriously. So I didn't see none of it. I heard some of Claressa's commentary on some of the Instagram videos or whatever, but whatever. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm really not on here as this old, bitter, old head or anything. I'm not trying to be the voice of reason or whatever. Like I said, the change in boxing has been underway. We saw HBO walk away, and we were still sitting here talking shit about HBO when they had legitimate reasons for getting the fuck out of this business. Then what happened? Showtime was like, oh, we'll pick it all up and we'll deal with all of this shit. And 4 or 5 years later, they were sitting here like, what is the return on our investment in this shit? And now they're gone. And now the zone is still out here trying to make it work. Shout out to them for getting involved with Jerron Ennis and now Bud Crawford. But that shit is gonna be short-lived too. Like I said, coming in about 3 to 5 years, coming to us a downtown metropolitan area near you, you just gonna be able to go in some empty ass warehouse or some parking structure, and y'all just watch some people fight, and you just pay your money and you bring your own bottle and whatever the fuck, because that's what poor brown and black people do, and that's my prediction. So, hey, I appreciate you, Finkley. I ain't miss shit, man. Again, I'm gonna tell you what I went and did. Yeah, I went out to a heavy metal concert. I completely removed myself from the situation. I found out a dude I had to do a little bit of small business with, just a little transaction we had to take care of. He said his band was playing that night, and he's in a metal band. And I was like, for real? I'm gonna come fuck with y'all. And I wasn't even in front of a television, wasn't checking on my phone, man. I went and watched 4 heavy metal bands play. And I just stood over in the corner listening to that shit all night, man. Like I said, boxing isn't even worth. I can't reward people for bad behavior. You know, I don't watch NBA games anymore. I don't watch regular season NBA games. Really don't pay too much attention to the postseason. I just can't reward people for bad behavior, man. So I was saying this 2 years ago. At that time, we couldn't get Spence and Crawford. I don't even know what the fight is that we can't get right now. I really don't even give a fuck. But hey, that's my take on it. 3 to 5 years from now, you're just gonna be watching fights in the street, that backyard brawl shit. That's gonna be boxing. It's like cockfights or pit bull, dog fights and shit. It's all gonna be one thing. It might be like 6 o'clock is the cockfights. 8 p.m. is the dog fights. And then at 10:30, we bring in the people and let the people fight. It's just that type of shit show. And then somebody can stream it on some social media shit, and you can bet on the shit on some illegal site they throw up. It's all going there.